Speed is linked to collisions far too often.
I'll go back to 2017. Falling Asleep had 17 accidents and DUI had 81.
Most of the collisions are human error, which means they could have been avoided, right? Somebody is at fault.
Hey everyone, it's Monday. I'm Maya and you're watching HTO, How Things Operate, sponsored by Greenlight Energy. Every time you drive your vehicle on the road, you should be getting a speeding ticket. Bermuda's speeding limit is 35 kilometers per hour, yet collectively as an island, we drive and ride at about 50-55 kilometers per hour. So why is this? Well, a recent interview that I did with the new Commissioner of Police, Darren Simons, he gave a reasoning being that while vehicles were much older back when the law was stated, so they've obviously advanced since. And in 2021, an interview that I did with Chief Inspector Cardwell, he mentioned that it could have also been a cultural thing that just kind of crept in. But the point being that nobody knows exactly when we decided to jump about 20 kilometers per hour. However, we do know that 35 kilometers per hour is our speeding limit and that speeding limit is not being enforced. And we know that because if it was, we'd all be getting speeding tickets every day. Now, speed and inattention are some of the top reasons why Bermuda has so many road collisions. 16. There were 16 road fatalities in 2021. That's more than one death a month. And now we're in 2022, in the 4th month, and we've had 4 road fatalities. And while road fatalities are often reported, what doesn't get reported is the serious injury collisions. And there are far more serious injury collisions than road fatalities. The 2021 third quarter stats of Operation Vega showed that there were 71 serious injury collisions in that quarter. As well, there were 397 slightly injured collisions. And finally, 403 damage-only collisions in that quarter. So in that quarter, over a span of approximately 4 months, there was a serious injury collision almost every other day. And although some people do not like the police presence, the recent stats of April 11th of this month show that Operation Vega actually helped to reduce the road collisions by 63. This means that the first quarter of 2022 had 63 less collisions than the first quarter of 2021. However, the number is still high and we've already accumulated 243 road collisions for the first quarter of 2022. Roadside sobriety checkpoints are not a fear tactic. They're used to remind us that it's going to be heavy traffic, so make sure you have a designated driver. And Operation Vega is not a punishment, it's a prevention. And teaching teenagers how to properly ride bikes and how to properly handle vehicles with care, with technical skill, is to help prevent those bad habits that we seem to have today that lead us into getting more of these collisions. So what can we do? Realistically, it'll be so unrealistic for me to say, yeah, tomorrow everyone, let's go on the roads and let's just keep it at 35 kilometers per hour. Let's do that. Actually drive our speed limit, Bermuda. It's unrealistic. But what we can do is not get upset when we get a speeding ticket for the 50 and 55. Because if the police don't enforce that speeding limit, then you can argue that in the next 20 years, who knows, we might all collectively decide that it's going to be 70. And we already know that speed and inattention are the top causes for so many road fatalities. You could also get Systemized. Systemized is probably the only program on the island that teaches advanced and technical skills for driving and riding. They have a system that's just above and beyond and teaches anyone of any age how to ride properly and professionally, including knowledge like how to brake your bike on certain roads, like when it's wet or if it's bumpy, how do you actually pull brakes on your bike, and also when to actually check that you need to change your brake pad, or the fact that you should be 2 vehicle spaces behind a vehicle in front of you and not so close up on the bumper. They teach all of that and more, and it's a great course to take, again, no matter what age you are. And finally, do not get in a car of someone who drives completely reckless. And don't get on the back of a bike of someone who treats your life as though it is not valuable, because it is. And lastly, for anyone who's behind the wheel or on the bike, just remember, please, it is okay to be late. You can be late. Be late. Just arrive alive.